Good evening, gentlemen. The participant athletes of discus throw final for men are as follows. Uttar Pradesh athlete Nagaraj is there. Bhanu Sharma from Rajasthan. Happy to see him participating in it. Uttar Pradesh athlete raised both his arms in jubilation. Manbir. Pradeep Kumar of Rajasthan. Harpreet Singh of Punjab is here in the final. Wazir of Haryana. Karan Singh, another athlete from Haryana, participating in the final of discus throw. From the national capital, we have participation from Arjun. From Maharashtra, Lakhvinder Manjeet Singh. And from Punjab, we have another athlete here. His name is Kripal Singh.
With a performance 66.28 meters. And meet record stands at the name of Anil Kumar with a distance of 59.55 meters. Olympic qualifying mark for the event is 66 meters.
National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021, and the first final that's taking place in the evening session is of the discus throw for the men final. First athlete up there inside the ring is Abhinav from Haryana, doing very well in recent times. short than 55. Next up inside the ring is Mithra Varun. It hit the pole and fell inside the ring, so it was a foul one. Silver medal winner from the previous edition of Federation Cup. He touched 53.29 with his best throw at that time from Tamil Nadu, making his way inside in and charging himself up and getting ample support from people on the sidelines. Nagaraj Yadav of Uttar Pradesh, a very talented athlete. He is 30 and putting extra energy behind it. It should be around 55-meter mark. Centimeters short than 555. Good one. National record stands in the name of Vikas Gowda, a very imposing figure for Indian discus throw scene. Bhanu Sharma of Rajasthan, pretty similar try as the previous two throwers took. Because Gowda led up the scene when he made the final of 2012 London Olympics, a few centimeters short of 50. We hope that he will improve in coming attempts. Banveer Singh, he is from Uttar Pradesh, rotating his body very well, and with two spins released the discus. It fell near about the 50-meter mark. In fact, I hope that he will get something about 49 meter with that, because Gowda took the level of discus throw to a different level. His father was coach actually and guided him profusely from the childhood, Shive, and he was coach of the 1988 Seoul Olympics track team. He guided him well. Born in Mysore, city of palace, Vikas Gowda. Well, here at the screen is Pradeep Kumar, bronze medal winner from the previous edition. Nice try. Safely crossed the 50-meter line. That's not going to be counted. Next man in is Harpreet Singh. Good release, good going. So all the discus throwers putting everything behind the throw. Well, I was mentioning achievements of Vikas Gowda. 6'9" tall, a very giant figure of 135 kg. Wazir, quite near to 54. This try. Wazir, a good one from him, went high there. That's a good one from Wazir. He's stretching the limits of the competition. 56.4, that's good going. Karan Singh, another throw from Haryana, 2 rotations to his body, a pretty flat release by him, and it should be a throw of about 48 meters. When Vikas Gowda competed in the 2012 London Olympics, he made to the final, and there he finished at the credible 8th position. He shifted his base to USA later on for training, got the Padma Shri award as well, and he is our current national record holder. He touched the mark of 66.28 in 2012 and scripted history, and that record is too high for these athletes to touch. Arjun of Delhi put extra bit of power through his lungs with his screams behind that. Nice effort. Something about 48 he will get. Kripal Singh. The proudest moment for Indian discus throw came in 2010 Commonwealth Games when women of India made the clean sweep of discus throw, courtesy Krishna Punia, Harvant Kaur and Seema Antil. In fact, that was the only clean sweep of India in Commonwealth Games in athletics. 2010 at the national capital. That was the proudest moment when all the 3 medal winners were from India. Abhinav from Haryana. Gave a lot of height to it, but how can Abhinav of Haryana. Officials are measuring the distance. It's all about getting the maximum distance, and 45-degree tangent is the recommended angle as for the mathematics, and there you get the maximum distance with an angle. Good one. 55.79. Now the silver medal winner from the previous edition, Mitra Varun. A good one. Go beyond 50 there. He won the silver medal in the previous Federation Cup with a throw, best throw of 53 meters 29 centimeters. Already throwers are throwing more than that in this competition, so that's why you can easily assess that how much athletics in India is improving. So the national record of Vikas Gowda is a far fetched theory. Here at your screen was Nagaraj Yadav. National record near about 50 meters, or in fact it fell out of the sector, so it is not going to be counted. You should have to throw inside the sector prescribed area where the discus should fall. Is going towards a very pretty healthy competition. Banveer Singh, another thrower in this lineup from Uttar Pradesh, give a lot of height to it. Near about 49 he will get with it. But the world record for this event was made by Jürgen Schultz, 74 meters 8 centimeters. In fact, it's quite interesting that both the world record in the man and the women section are from erstwhile GDR, that is German Democratic Republic, popularly known as East Germany, and those records were touched for men in 1986, courtesy Jürgen Schultz. He threw a discus to a distance of 74 meters 8 centimeters, and for women the mark is a bit higher, 76 meter 80 centimeters in 1988 was touched by Gabriele Reinsich. Going out from the ring is Pradeep Kumar from Rajasthan. That was his second try. 38 centimeter he added to his effort of 50 meter. For a long time these records are standing at the world level, made by the East Germans. Few records that are standing for a long time, where white flag raised for the efforts of Harpreet Singh. Rich participation from the throwers of Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh in this competition. 52.76 Harpreet, good one. Next up, with this the second try is Wazir of Haryana, only 23, has a lot of years to improve. Good try, good approach, good one. It's going high, cross the 50 meter mark. I expect that he should get something about 54 plus with that try. Wazir, already he has touched 56.4. Only 1 centimeter short of 56. It couldn't have been closer than that to 56 meter mark. Karan Singh rotated his body well there, maintained the balance, but no, he could not. That's what I was expecting, because he spent his body a lot, and in the process he lost his footing. Arjun Singh, listening to your name from the crowd give you extra bit of encouragement. Arjun, can you transform it into the throw? Nice one, more than 50. That's the result of his try. Going inside the ring to take his second attempt is Lakhavinder Manjeet Singh. He is representing Maharashtra. Here he is, spinning his body well and give a bit extra behind the throw, but couldn't really cross the 50-meter line. Leaving the scene in some dejection. 8 centimeters short of 49 he got with that try. Kirpal Singh give some extra height to it. Courageous throw by him. Encourages performance from this guy. Should get something in the range of 55 or more. Kirpal Singh. It's a good one. It's a good one. A big one. 57.5. Good one from Kirpal. Abhinav. That's good going. 24 years of age. Abhinav rising quite rapidly in the scene. Looking quite disappointed with his try there. As it's not the throw that's per his expectation. Mitra Varun. Oh, it touched the bar. It's not going to be counted. Shrugged his body in despair. The silver medal winner is not doing very well here. He took his third attempt there. He is quite unhappy with his performance so far, and he has every reason to be disappointed with himself. Nagaraj Yadav. A good try, putting extra energy behind the throw with some screams there. Got the white flag. That was the first priority that he achieved. Now it's going down to the measurement for Nagaraj Yadav. 55.64. That's a good one. He improved from his previous efforts. What we are looking for is a throw something about of 60 meter. Banveer Singh of Uttar Pradesh is going to try his luck for the third time in this event. It fell out of the sector or not? Yes, that was a very close call, so it's not going to be counted. Banveer Singh. Pradeep Kumar. Extra bit of power is required from athlete from Rajasthan. It's going smoothly there. safely cross the 50-meter line. 53 or 54, what we are expecting. .74.71. Harpreet Singh is now in there. Shifting the balance of his body to his right arm. Can he remain inside the ring? Oh no, he touched outside, so that's why it's going to be our fall throw. Wazir. Participates from Haryana team and also from the team of Army. Here he's participating from the side of team Haryana. He's rotating his body very well. 1, 2, and here he goes. Here he goes. It's sailing pretty smoothly in the air. The wind is blowing quite rapidly from our left to right here at the stadium of NIS PATAILA in the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship. This is day 4 action from the evening. Karan Singh representing Haryana.
और आपको बताते चले कि 3:20 पर महिलाओं की ऊंची कूद प्रतियोगिता का फाइनल आयोजित होगा.
Oh, it fell inside the ring. It's not going to be counted at all. Looking quite disappointed with this try, Karan. Seeing the exit door there, then it's now Arjun who is making the entry. Inside the circle, 1, 2, and here he goes. Extra bit of power he supplied through his lungs there.
तुम कितने तौर पे हैं तुम फील्ड जो की करने
High jump is about to begin, and to take you for the commentary is my fellow Muttu sir. It's over to you, Muttu, now.
Thank you, Mr. Vijayanand. And that being the discus throw arena, we now take you over to the high jump arena to present you the women finalists. Bib number 711, Rajeshwari Das of West Bengal. 547, Grisina G. Merli of Tamil Nadu. 556, Gigi George Stephen of Tamil Nadu. 540, Kevina Ashwini Annavi of Tamil Nadu. 406, Samiksha Ramkrup Uprikar of Maharashtra. 353, P. Sangeeta of Kerala. 327, Pavona Nagaraj of Karnataka. 182 is not available. 177, Rekha of Haryana. 167, Jyoti of Haryana. And as far as the national record for high jump stands in the name of Sahana Kumari with a clearance of 1.92 meters created in 2012. And the meet record stands in the name of Bobby Elijahs with 1.89 meters created in 2003. And the qualifying mark for the ensuing Olympics for high jump in the women's section stands at 1.96 meters. So 9 of these athletes will be taking their final. And as far as the event high jump is concerned, the winners of the last season, whether it is Federation Cup or Nationals, none of them are present. And the last edition of the Federation Cup result is Supriya. She had made a performance of 1.78 to win the gold in the Federation Cup. It was Rubina Yadav who had won the silver medal in the last edition of the Federation Cup, and Abhinaya S. Shetty is the one who had won bronze medal in the last edition of the Federation Cup. And as far as the Nationals is concerned, the Nationals which took in 2020 just before the pandemic happens to be Rubina Yadav for having cleared 1.76 meters. She won the gold in the last Nationals, which was held from 10th to 13th of October 2019. It was also not just before pandemic, even 1 year before. Laimun Narzari, with a performance of 1.73 meters, she took away silver, while Liba Shaji had taken away bronze medal for a performance of 1.70 meters in the last Nationals. So none of these athletes are available here for this championship. It is Rajeshwari Das of West Bengal, Grisina G. Merli of Tamil Nadu, Gigi George Stephen Gigi George Stephen of Tamil Nadu, Kevina Ashwini Annavi of Tamil Nadu, Samiksha Ramkrup Uprikar of Maharashtra, N.P. Sangeeta of Kerala, Pavona Nagaraj of Karnataka, Rekha of Haryana, Jyoti of Haryana. 9 of the athletes are in the competition for the final of the high jump. and that happens to be 556 Gigi George Stephen of Tamil Nadu, who had cleared the height of 1.50 meters. And I hope they are all taking only the trial jumps. That 406 is Samiksha Ramkrup Uprikar of Maharashtra is on the move. A clear sailing over the crossbar. And next it happens to be 353 NP Sangeeta of Kerala to take a trial for 1.50 meters. She was not able to clear that height. Almost she went above, but as she had a slight touch, the crossbar got disturbed and that made her fall. And all other athletes have cleared the height of 1.50 meters, it will be 353 NP Sangeeta of Kerala who will have to take her second chance. And that had been cleared by NP Sangeeta of Kerala. And now the crossbar is being raised to 1.60 meters. .60 meters is the present height of the crossbar. As we have the crossbar at the height of 1.60 meters, it is 711 Rajeshwari Das of West Bengal who was so comfortable in sailing over the crossbar. And it will be the turn of bib number 547, Grizina G. Merli of Tamil Nadu to take her chance. She was also well above the crossbar and she was able to clear in her first attempt itself. And now it is the turn of 556 Gigi George Stephen of Tamil Nadu to go for that 1.60 meters. Moves on, taking a very swift action and clearing that. And now it will be the turn of 540, Kevina Ashwini Annavi, who happens to be the silver medal winner of the Khelo India Youth Games 2019 at Guwahati. And also, we'll have to make a mention that she happens to be the daughter of renowned high jumper Annavi, who had been ruling the high jump field of India for quite so many years.
She is Pavona Nagaraj. She is the Junior National Under 16 Championship Guwahati first place winner in Under 16 category. Recently happening in February itself.
And Samiksha Ramkrup Uprikar of Maharashtra was not able to clear that height. And next it will be 353 NP Sangeeta of Kerala. That is NP Sangeeta of Kerala, going for 1.60 meters. She was also not able to be successful at that height. And next it will be Pavona Nagaraj of Delhi with bib number 327. 327, Pavona Nagaraj of Karnataka, who happens to be under 16 years Junior Nationals medal winner recently, just 1 month back in February. And that is Pavona Nagaraj. Under 16 years medalist Pavona Nagaraj of Karnataka. She was also very smoothly sailing over the crossbar. And next it will be 177. .540. Kevina Ashwini Annavi is getting her second attempt for the clearance of 1.60 meters, who happens to be the silver medal winner of the Khelo India Youth Games. Kevina Ashwini Annavi is on the move, and she was able to be so smooth over the 1.60 meters crossbar. And it is Samiksha taking a chance, and in the second two she fails. Samiksha Ramkru Uprikar of Maharashtra.
संगीता MP 353 ऑल इंडिया पुलिस मीट में 2019 में स्वर्ण पदक विजेता।
MP Sangeeta of Kerala happens to be a medal winner in the All India Police Meet, and the athlete to take the next trial happens to be 406 Samiksha Ramkru Uprikar of Maharashtra, and that is going to be the third trial for Samiksha. And that was the jump by 400. And that was again 353 NP Sangeeta of Kerala. She was not able to be successful at the height of 1.60 meters. And now the crossbar is being raised to the height of 1.65 meters. And at the height of 1.65 meters, it is Rajeshwari Das 711 who is representing West Bengal, is about to take her trial. Rajeshwari Das moves on. Yes, she was perfect in her jumping. As she was landing, she raises her leg in order to avoid the touch of the crossbar. She was so perfect. And following her, it will be 547 Grazina G. Medley of Tamil Nadu, who is on the move. She is also well above the crossbar. A good clearance there by Grazina G. Medley. And next it is going to be 556 Gigi George Stephen of Tamil Nadu. She is on the move. She is also quite comfortable in clearing that 1.65 meters. And next it will be the turn of 540 Kevina Ashwini Annavi of Tamil Nadu. On the move. She was sliding all along the crossbar, so that made her to fail. She could have raised a little above. .327 Pavona Nagaraj of Karnataka was not able to be successful over 1.65. And now it will be 177 Rekha of Haryana, who had been taking pass all this time, had appeared for the first height, and she was so comfortable in clearing that. Rekha of Haryana had cleared 1.65, and this happens to be her first appearance in this competition. The remaining heights had been passed by her. And it will be the turn of Kevina Ashwini Navi, 540, representing Tamil Nadu, to take her second attempt. And this time she was comfortable, even though she had a very slight touch. She could manage to be more successful, and she had cleared that height of 1.65 meters. And that is 327. Pavona Nagaraj of Karnataka also cleared in a comfortable manner, and that happened to be her second attempt. As all the athletes had cleared, the height of the crossbar is about to be raised to 1.70 meters. From the number of 9, the competition started, and at this stage 6 athletes remain in the fray. 3 got eliminated.
आपको बता दूं कि इसके प्रतिभागी संगीता एमपी ने ऑल इंडिया पुलिस मीट 2019 में स्वर्ण पदक विजेता रही हैं। पवना नागराज, उन्होंने अंडर 16 2021 जूनियर एथलेटिक चैंपियनशिप गुवाहाटी में प्रथम स्थान अर्जित किया है।
And that is 711 Rajeshwari Das of West Bengal. Even though she was able to clear the previous heights at her first attempt, she failed now at the height of 1.70 meters. And it will be 547 Gracina G. Merli of Tamil Nadu to take her attempt. Very smoothly sliding over the crossbar. She was able to be successful at the height of 1.70 meters. And the next athlete to take the chance is 556 Gigi George Stephen of Tamil Nadu. She is on the move, and almost she landed over the crossbar, so she was not able to be successful. Following that, it will be the turn of 540 Kevina Ashwini Annavi of Tamil Nadu to take her turn for 1.70 meters. .70 meters is the height of the crossbar at present. Kevina Ashwini Annavi. She moves on, and she was not able to be successful, as while climbing up itself she was hitting the crossbar. And it will be the turn of 327 Pavona Nagaraj of Karnataka to take a attempt. That is Pavona Nagaraj. She was also almost having cleared the rear portion of her body. Almost half of the body had got cleared, and after that it had a touch over the crossbar, so she failed. And it is going to be 177. Rekha of Haryana had entered the competition only at 1.65 meters, and for this also she was able to be successful, and she is able to clear with her sheer speed, I suppose. And it is going to be 711 Rajeshwari Das of West Bengal for the second attempt. This too had a touch at the crossbar after almost crossing. So second attempt out also was unsuccessful for her.
At 4 p.m. 400 meter hurdles of men will be conducted.
556. Gigi George Stephen of Tamil Nadu is about to take her attempt now. This happens to be the second attempt at this height of 1.70 meters. Gigi George Stephen is on the move for her second attempt. She was so perfect in clearing that height, and she was able to clear that. And now at the height of 1.70 meters, it is going on. It will be the turn of 540 Kevina Ashwini Annavi of Tamil Nadu. And that being the second attempt for her, even before taking off above the crossbar, she was moving along with the crossbar, so that made her run unsuccessful. Following that, it will be 327 Pavona Nagaraj. Pavona Nagaraj was also unsuccessful in her second attempt. So as very shortly we'll be having the heats of 400 meter hurdles in the men's section. I now invite my co-announcer, Mr. Vijayanand, to continue the commentary.
Well, thanks Muttu. Two sensational heats are in the lineup for 400 meter hurdles for men, in which some rich participation from talented athletes of India are going to take place in the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021 from Patiala. Manjeet of Haryana will start his race from day number 2 in heat number 1. And in heat number 2, other participants are as follows. Harshvandan Bhosle of Maharashtra is in lane number 3. In lane number 4 is Dharun Ayasami, a very renowned name in the 400 meter hurdles in India, currently our national record holder. I will tell more about him later on. He is starting his race from lane number 4. In lane number 5 is M. Ramachandran, also from Tamil Nadu. More about him later on. Then Jabir Madari Pallialil from Kerala is in lane number 6. In lane number 7 is Nirmal Yadav of Maharashtra. In lane number 8 is Bhupesh from Rajasthan. 100 meter hurdles, and it has presence of gold, silver and bronze medal winners from 2019 Federation Cup, and they are standing very close to each other. In lane number 4 is Dharun Ayasami, who won the gold. Bronze medal went to M. Ramachandran, who is starting his race from lane number 5. In lane number 6 is Jabir Madari. They finished very close there that time. Gold went to Jabir Madari Pallaiyalil of Kerala in the nationals, and silver went to Dharun Nayasamy. Well, Dharun, he has the honor of both the meet record. He set the timing of 48.80 here at Patiala, and that happened to be the national record as well. Previously his best mark was of 48.96, which he touched at Jakarta in the Asian Games. Dharun Nayasamy, most renowned name in the Indian athletics, from Tirupur. He hails in Tamil Nadu, city famous for a lot of cotton industrial brands. A very tall, imposing figure of 5 feet 9.5 inch, easily spottable. He'll have to prove that he is still a force to reckon with, though he is facing a lot of competition in India nowadays. 2 heats, and the equation is simple. First 3 places from each heat, and they will go directly to the final, and then the 2 best qualifiers, in fact the 2 best finishers from each heat, will go to the final. That will comprise of 8 athletes. And whenever you talk about 400 meter hurdles in men's section, immediately one name strike our mind as far as world athletics is concerned. That is of great legend Edwin Moses of America. Between 1977 to 1987 he won 122 consecutive races, and sadly in his last Olympics he could get only the bronze. That's how athletics moves, because you have to be perfect on each day of your career. Your past reputation matters, but on each day you have to prove that you are the best. Here they all are ready. It's Manjeet, then Harshvardhan, then Dharun, then M. Ramachandran, then Jabir, then Nirmal and Bhupesh. This is the order from low number 2 to 8. With the presence of all the medal winners of the previous edition of Federation Cup, the expectations are very high from all these athletes, reaching to their base. Well, Bhupesh from Rajasthan, from lane number 8, is not participating, so it's only excuse me, from lane number 6, Jabir Madari is not participating. So it's now up to these two, Dharun and M. Ramachandran, silver medal winner for the Federation Cup and gold medal winner from the National Games. Jabir is not participating. He was to start from lane number 6, but now it's up to 5 athletes only. It's Harshvardhan, then Dharun, then M. Ramachandran, Nirmal Yadav and Manjeet. Manjeet is lane number 2, then Harshvardhan, then Dharun, then M. Ramachandran. In lane number 3, 4 and 5, then in lane number 7 it's Nirmal Yadav. First 3 will directly qualify for the final. Officials are taking some time in the adjustment. Manjeet, Harshvardhan, Dharun, M. Ramachandran and Nirmal are ready now in their lane. With the blaze of the gun, they all started their campaign, and you can see that Dharun is getting the early pace there from middle. All the athletes are doing very well and successfully crossing the hurdle. Dharun, you can spot that he is crossing the hurdle with relative ease. He is getting nearer and nearer to Harshvardhan Bhosle. Harshvardhan and Bhosle and Dharun are currently leading there. These two athletes are doing very well, and in fact they are looking in early lead as we are reaching towards the point where from where only the 150 meters are to go. Still Dharun is doing very well. Then Dharun is approaching towards the final band, and from here on we are going to see a very clear picture of it. Is Dharun who is approaching there, and Dharun is looking in early lead, and he is approaching toward the finishing line. Dharun is looking in rich touch. He knew that first three will qualify, so he will look to absorb some amount of energy in his body and finish the race at the first position. In fact, no one tried just too hard because they knew about their position. It was only about Harshvardhan Bhosle to try to catch the pace of these two guys, but Dharun Ayasami comfortably crossed the finishing line at the first position there, and they are congratulating each other. M. Ramachandran is also looking to finish the race among the first three. Here they are crossing the hurdle with relatives. As you can see now that Harshvardhan Bhosle and Dharun Ayasami is setting up Gruch pace, and from here onward Harshvardhan faded away in the speed. He started brightly but dimmed in the pace, and then finally it's M. Ramachandran who caught the athlete from Maharashtra and increased his limits. Here you can see that Harshvardhan Bhosle is lagging behind, and at the time of approaching towards the finishing line you can see that Dharun Ayasami is looking quite relaxed in approach. M. Ramachandran of Tamil Nadu got the second position in that. Manjeet got the third, and Harshvardhan, who started very brightly, could finish the race at the fourth position. Well, heat number 2 is about to begin, in which we are going to see participation from Pradeep Kumar of Haryana, Santosh Kumar T of Tamil Nadu. These two athletes will start their race from lane number 2 and 3. Then Aftab Alam of Uttar Pradesh will start his campaign from lane number 4. In lane number 5 is Satish K of Tamil Nadu. Jeetan Paul of Kerala is finding his name in lane number 6. In lane number 7 is Anil Kumar of Manipur, and Jagadish Chandra, who is from Uttar Pradesh, is going to start from lane number 8.
प्रतिभागी हैं प्रदीप कुमार, संतोष कुमार, आफ्ताब आलम, जितन पाल, अनिल कुमार और जगदीश चंद्र।
all the athletes are taking their time before the release of their energy with the shot of the gun. Seven athletes are competing in heat number 2. First 3 will get direct entry into the final, and 2 best qualifiers will move to the final from 2 heats. Will not finish among the first 3, pumping themselves up, charging themselves up. Athletes, quickly I'm introducing their names to you. Pradeep Kumar from Haryana, that's Santosh Kumar T of Tamil Nadu, got the bronze medal in national games. He is from services, the army man. Then Heptathlon of Uttar Pradesh. Let me go to a quick introduction of all the athletes. Pradeep Kumar is going to start his campaign from lane number 2. He is from Haryana. Santosh Kumar T of Tamil Nadu is finding his name in lane number 3. In lane number 4 is Heptathlon from Uttar Pradesh. In lane number 5, Satish K of Tamil Nadu will start his race. Then athlete from Kerala, Manipur and Uttar Pradesh are Jitan Paul, Anil Kumar and Jagdish, and they will start their campaign from lane number 6, 7 and 8. It's going to be very engrossing, very absorbing, as they all are charging themselves up. This contest of 400-meter hurdles made famous around the world by some extraordinary efforts of Edwin Moses. I discussed that before. While returning here to NI's campus in Patiala, the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship, in the heat number 2 of 400-meter hurdles for men. This is the second and the last heat of men.
On your mark. Stand up, please. Lane number 2, stand up, please. Stand up, please. 264, yes. On your mark.
They all are focusing hard. 7 athletes in 7 lane from lane number 2 to 8. With the shot of the gun, we saw a clean start by all the athletes, setting up early pace. From lane number 3 is Heptathlon from Uttar Pradesh. Heptathlon is looking quite promising there. In fact, one racer is losing pace a lot, and he is looking in trouble. I will return to that later on. Oh no, there's something wrong is happening there, but now returning to the action. Live action is there. Heptathlon of Uttar Pradesh, Satish K and Chetan Paul of Kerala looking quite promising there in the pace. And from the outside, Satish K of Tamil Nadu is moving ahead. Heptathlon is catching him. It's going to be very intense fight between these 3. It's looking like that Chetan Paul of Kerala is also joining them at the front. Chetan Paul of Kerala approaching towards the point from where they will start running in the straight line. Here you can see the fight is moving towards Santosh Kumar T of Tamil Nadu, and is fact Satish K of Tamil Nadu, and Satish K of Tamil Nadu moved ahead. Heptathlon of Uttar Pradesh conserved a bit of amount of his energy. Santosh Kumar T came second in that contest, and other athletes followed. And one of the athletes who could not finish the race, I will return to that later on. In fact, we are investigating that who stopped in the middle. That was a very abrupt moment. Here they are, all the 7 athletes. Here you can see that from lane number 7, Anil Kumar of Manipur is losing the pace and he is lagging behind. Excuse me, he is still running there actually, but still all the other athletes are trying very hard, and in fact they are running. For a moment I thought that Anil Kumar is having an injury, but that never happened, and all the 3 other athletes are running. Aftabalam, Satish Kumar K and Santosh Kumar T. Jitan Kumar is also doing very well, but top 3 athletes here who are running at a very close back are Santosh Kumar T, Aftabalam and Satish K. 2 athletes from Tamil Nadu and one from Uttar Pradesh, and then 2 athletes from Tamil Nadu surged ahead and they took that race to the personal level, and in the end it was Satish Kumar K who won that contest, and finished at the 2nd position was Santosh Kumar T, and Aftabalam got the 3rd position in that contest. Here it is keen statistics of the timing of the race of heat number 2, and to take you to the high jump part where women are participating in the high jump. 181 is the task. For Gracina G. Merli. From her right hand side she is going towards the crossbar. Sahana Kumari scripted the history when she crossed the height of 1 meter 92 centimeters in 2012 at Hyderabad. Came quite close to that and a good approach, but could not clear the height in her 2nd try. Gracia Murli of Tamil Nadu. In the triple jump part, the girls are taking hoops in the practice. Going for his 3rd attempt. Gracina. Can she clear the height of 181 this time? Here at your screen, Gracina. Can she clear it? 181 this time. This is her 3rd try for it. She knew that she has to deliver her best in this attempt. Cupping her mouth and charging herself up with some extra amount of efforts. Focusing hard, judging the distance very well. Looking for some nice approach and extra bit of motivation. Gracina. Here she goes. Quite close, quite close. Oh, she crossed that. Deserves all clap, and she is jubilant. She knew that she has to cross this height in this attempt, and she does exactly that. Looking quite happy and relaxed with that try. Good attempt from Tamil Nadu girl there. She has the confidence, but she has to transform that confidence for the success, and here she crossed 1 meter 81 centimeters with a bit of help from luck as well, but luck favors only the brave, and it exactly happened with Gracina Merli.
Mr. Vijayanan. And we are at the high jump arena with 547 about to take her trial. Grasina G. Merli of Tamil Nadu is now attempting for 1.84 meters. She could have climbed a little more. Her climbing up has become insufficient, so she was unsuccessful. The height of the crossbar at present it is 1.84 meters at the high jump arena. And now it is going to be the second trial for Grasina G. Merli. It will be the second attempt for her. 1.84 being the height of the crossbar. Grasina G. Merli with bib number 547 is about to take her second attempt. Yes, she is trying to bring her attention and focus towards clearing that. Just gushing out the tension with a big breath. She is now about to move for the second attempt, that is Grasina G. Merli, and she was successful in clearing that height of 1.84 meters. And now the height of the crossbar is about to be raised to 1.86 meters. For the height of 1.86 meters, and that is 547 in the high jump arena. Grasina G. Merli of Tamil Nadu is about to take a turn for the height of 1.86 meters. As we take you over to the start line of 400 meter hurdles, we are about to witness two heats in the women's section. For this heat, we have 436 in lane number 3, Jauna Murmu of Odisha. She happens to be the gold medal winner of the last nationals with a timing of 58.08 seconds. And in lane number 4, it is 360, Salini Valuparambil Krishna of Kerala. She happens to be the bronze medal winner of Indian Grand Prix 2 with 1 minute 00.44 seconds. In lane number 5, we have 445, Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab. Moving to lane number 6. It is 391 Shweta Satpata Chikodi of Maharashtra. Moving to lane number 7, it is 172 Nanhi of Haryana, who happens to be the silver medal winner of the Indian Grand Prix, with a timing of 1 minute 00.13 seconds.
From Maharashtra and lane 7, Nahi from Haryana.
5 athletes are in heat number 1 for the 400 meter hurdles. Jana Murmu in lane number 3. That's going to be the hot spot for this race, as she is the one who had clocked below 1 minute. She had clocked 58.08 seconds in the last nationals and won the gold medal. And other athletes, they belong to younger generation, that is Salini Valaparambil Krishna of Kerala. Recently in the Indian Grand Prix too, she had won bronze medal with a timing of 1 minute 00.44 seconds. And another athlete also happens to be from the younger generation, that is Nanhi, who is in lane number 7 with bib number 172, who is from Haryana, had bagged silver medal in the Indian Grand Prix 2 recently with a timing of 1 minute 00.13 seconds. Jana Murmu of Odisha in lane number 3, Salini Valaparambil Krishna in lane number 4. She is from Kerala. Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab in lane number 5. Shweta Sattapa Chikodi of Maharashtra in lane number 6. And Nanhi of Haryana in lane number 7. The first heat of 400 meter hurdles in the women's section. Lane number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lineup is getting ready for the first heat of 400 meter hurdles in the women's section. And that was the start of the first heat of 400 meter hurdles for women, and there you could see Jana Murmu putting up the speed. Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab is also well ahead. Salini Valaparambil Krishna is also picking up from lane number 4. and that is Salini, who is very much ahead of the other athletes, and almost at par with her happens to be the Nanhi, who is also clearing simultaneously the every hurdle, and that is Salini and 445, and it was between Salini Valuparambil Krishna of Kerala and Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab for the top two places. Nanhi had finished for the third spot. And that happens to be the replay for you in the first heat of 400 meter hurdles for women. Is as you see over there, and this is the
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move
place
to the
where
triple jump arena where the final
second,
of women triple jump is about to start.
and that is the action replay where
714 representing West Bengal.
Nanhi is very much ahead of the other athletes, and at this stage it is Salini and Nanhi are clearing the hurdles simultaneously. 445 is also catching up from the behind Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab, and it is almost Salini from lane number 4 and Nanhi from lane number 7 are clearing simultaneously. Kushdeep is little behind at this spot, but towards the finish point Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab is giving a push and trying to dominate for the top place. And this happens to be Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab for the first place. And taking you over to the triple jump arena, we are about to take up the triple jump final for women in a very short time.
With a distance measured 14.11 meters, and this record stands at the name of Anusha T. Vijayan with a distance of 13.57 meters. Olympic qualifying mark for
And that is the start line of 400 meter hurdles as we are about to take up the second heat in a very short time from now. The triple jump is also about to begin, and as soon as the 400 meter hurdles gets over, we will be moving on to triple jump. And as far as the first heat was concerned, it was so close between Kushdeep Kaur for the first place and Salini Valuparambil Krishna for the second place. Till the last hurdle, it was Salini Valuparambil Krishna of Kerala and Nanhi of Haryana with clearing simultaneously. But in the last minute, as Kushdeep Kaur of Punjab had given a push, she was able to get the top spot in that heats.
Cut. मैं कह रहा हूँ ऐसा कुछ ना कर लें कि you should just continue, then I will start from here and then I will do up to here.
Okay.
But the timing for this event will go and it's not making any sense now because this will go for a long time.
Yeah. This alone credential you gave me.
No. Triple jump नहीं
For this, in lane number 3, we have Vidya Ramraj of Tamil Nadu. In lane number 3, who happens to be the gold medal winner in the Indian Grand Prix 2. In lane number 4, it is Gudia of Uttar Pradesh. In lane number 5, K. Ramalakshmi of Tamil Nadu. In lane number 6, Ananya Thomas of Kerala. And in lane number 7, Vishnupriya of Kerala. Well, that happens to be the start of the second heat of 400 meter hurdles for women. And here, Vidya Ramraj is a recent medalist through the Indian Grand Prix 2, in which she had won gold medal with 59.48 seconds. And that is J. Vishnupriya who is moving ahead. Our Vidya Ramraj is trying to catch up. Vishnupriya is very much on her strides. And as they execute the curve, and as they enter the home stretch, and it happens to be 5:53, Vidya Ramraj, who is very much well ahead, leaving all the other athletes behind. 3:48, Vishnupriya of Kerala is also coming close, and for the third place it is Gudia of Uttar Pradesh. And that is the action replay for you, the heat number 2 of 400 meter hurdles. As they take off, Vishnupriya is also putting up speed and moving ahead. At this stage, it is Vidya Ramraj who is trying to peep in with much more speed. Yes, she is trying to catch up that Vishnupriya of Kerala. From the outer lane, it appears to be that Vishnupriya is very much ahead, and from the inner lane, that is lane number 3, it is Vidya Ramraj catching and putting herself forward, and that is 5:53, who is the first athlete to clear every hurdle. Here also you see she is the one who is clearing first, and as they move on, after her it is Vishnupriya closely coming behind. And that is our Vidya Ramraj of Tamil Nadu having a great lead over Vishnupriya and leaving 6:12. Yes. Vidya had clocked 1 minute 01.29 seconds, while Vishnupriya had clocked 1 minute 02.42 seconds. Gudia of Uttar Pradesh had clocked 1 minute 04.52 seconds. Ananya Thomas with 1 minute 7.11 seconds. And as we move on to triple jump arena, that is 3:20, Aishwarya B of Karnataka. Aishwarya moves on for her first trial. Yes, that appears to be a good jump. .16 meters being scored by Vishnupriya. And to continue the proceedings, over to my co-commentator
.75 मीटर की ऊंचाई पार कर द्वितीय स्थान अर्जित किया और तमिलनाडु के जीजी जॉर्ज स्टीफन ने 1.70 मीटर की ऊंचाई पार कर तृतीय स्थान अर्जित किया है।
Continuing live action in the final of triple jump for women. The crowd is small but quite vocal in support for all these girls. Kamari Sonam of Uttar Pradesh is the participant here. She is going for a second try in this triple jump final. When we talk about triple jump, it's a game of technique in which athletes take a hoop and then they take the jump. Here is Kamari Sonam of Uttar Pradesh. She's 22. In fact, she was about a meter behind the line. She could have added some more centimeters to her effort there, but played very safe. Triple jump national record stands in the name of Mayuka Johnny. She became the first girl to cross 14-meter mark also. In 2011 at Kobe in Japan, she touched the mark of 14 meters 11 centimeters, and that record is still standing tall. Aishwarya R of Tamil Nadu at your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Getting a lot of cheers, Aishwarya. The crowd is giving her ample support. It's quite encouraging to see that they are showing their involvement and supplying a good amount of energy to the athletes. Here she goes. Good, nice run up. It's going to be very close, but yeah, that's what I was guessing, that it's going to be very, very close, and red flag was raised by the officials.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is an important announcement regarding the biometric ID card. Now, the officials of the Athletic Federation of India are distributing these ID cards near the finishing point. So whoever athletes who have been late, those who have not collected their ID cards, they can collect it from here. And please ensure that in upcoming competition, it is going to be mandatory, so it's better you collect it as soon as possible. सभी खिलाड़ी कृपया ध्यान दें, टीम मैनेजर कृपया ध्यान दें।
Vineeta Vijayan,
इंडिया के अधिकारी बायोमेट्रिक आईडी कार्ड
30 meters or something. That's what we expect from this try.
वितरित कर रहे हैं। सभी खिलाड़ी जिन्होंने भी अभी तक अपने आईडी कार्ड प्राप्त नहीं किए हैं, उनसे अनुरोध है कि वे यहाँ से अपने आईडी कार्ड प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। आने वाली प्रतियोगिताओं में यह अनिवार्य होगा कि सभी खिलाड़ियों के पास उनके बायोमेट्रिक आईडी कार्ड होना आवश्यक है। अतः जितनी जल्दी आप इन्हें यहाँ से प्राप्त करें।
Karnataka athlete Aishwarya B. Getting a lot of cheers from the crowd. Though they are small in number, but providing enough amount of energy to all the participants. Nice approach. Quite slim, Aishwarya. Close to 13.5 meter mark. Just a bit away from 13-meter mark. Aishwarya B. We want improvement from her in her next try. Up next is Renu from Haryana, won the gold medal in the previous edition of Federation Cup. Her best jump was of 13 meters 48 centimeter. Can she touch that level? Here she is. Renu started a run. We expect something extra from her. Good one. It's going to be a clean jump, though that was quite close. All eyes are glued on the result of the officials. 13.23 she did with that. Bhairabi Roy, gold in the nationals for her with an effort of 13.21. The girl from Railways. Nice approach, good run up, remained behind the line and fell at a very disappointing spot. She is not even looking back. She knew that that was not a very good try. In fact, she was about half a meter behind the line and she could have added some more centimeters to her effort there. It's short of 12.5, so this is a sort of effort that she would like to forget. Kamari Sonam of Uttar Pradesh is our next athlete, charging herself up. Kamari Sonam. Getting enough attention from the crowd. Kamari Sonam, nice approach. Can she remain behind the line? Yes, she does. Oh, but she failed to jump. In fact, that's what we call a lack of concentration. She was in double mind and a slight slip in concentration led to the red flag. She is focusing hard. She knew what error that she has made. Aishwarya R up at your screen, getting attention of the crowd, and she is quite jubilant. In fact, she joined the chorus of claps. Here she is, the crowd charging her up. 1, 2, it's going to be a good one, but in the end the hoop was okay, but the final landing she could have done better, and she knows that. She looked back and then leaving the scene in a bit of despair. Looking back again and again. Centimeters short of 13, and now we are going to see the start of 200 meters men race, in which 3 heats will take place. Muhammad Anas holds the distinction of national record. It is the timing of 20.63 in 2018. In fact, 8 athletes are participating in this race, and let me quickly introduce you to all the athletes. Ajit Jayaprakash Singh of Maharashtra will start his race from lane number 1. In lane number 2 is Suraj Singh Rathore of Rajasthan. Then Kannadasan of Tamil Nadu, favorite to win it. He is going to start his race from lane number 3. Akshay Nayan of Uttar Delhi is in lane number 4. Also a very promising rich athlete. very talented, and he is only 20 and rising rapidly on the scene. Paras of Himachal Pradesh is the participant from lane number 5. In lane number 6, Anshul, also from Delhi. He is only 16, Anshul, and he is doing very well in 200 meters. Amarjeet of Haryana and Pradeep Kumar of Haryana are the next two participants, and they are participating from lane number 7 and 8 in heat number 1 of 200 meters. Kannadasan, Akshay, Paras, Anshul, Amarjeet and Pradeep Kumar is the order from lane number 1 to 8. And with the shot of the gun, they all go. Clean start by all the athletes. Akshay of Delhi setting up the early places there as they are approaching towards the bend. And here you can see that Amarjeet of Haryana is looking quite promising from the lane number 7. But other athletes are also trying very hard from lane number 3. You can see the Kannadasan of Tamil Nadu in his space. All the athletes are trying very hard from the behind is Akshay as well. And Akshay is moving ahead, and Akshay and Kannadasan are running from shoulder to shoulder. And in fact, I guess that in the end, it's Akshay of Delhi who got the first position. That coin torches with the Kannadasan of Tamil Nadu. Karnataka of Tamil Nadu in fact was leading, but Akshay increased his pace and he tried to outpace him, but he knew that the equation is simple and he has to finish among the first two. Then he just reduced his pace, and finally in the end both the athletes crossed the finishing line at a very close margin. But I guess that it's Kannadasan or Akshay, let's see, that's what we have to see in the action replay. Here you can see that these two athletes from Tamil Nadu and Delhi, that's Kannadasan and Akshay running from shoulder to shoulder, and in the end I guess that it's Akshay who has an edge over the Tamil athlete, and we have to confirm it from the timings that we are going to get from our officials. And here we have it, Akshay of Delhi got the first position in that in tight contest, only finishing behind him 0.02 seconds. It's the 2 seconds is the difference between first two. And Kannadasan of Tamil Nadu got the second position, and Paras of Himachal Pradesh got the third spot in that heat number 1 of 200 meter dash for men. The result of other participants in front of you there as well. Well, shifting our attention to heat number 2. In fact, one more heat to come after it.
राजेश कुमार एंड मनीष चंद, विघ्नेश ए, करणजीत सिंह, मोहित, सतनाम सिंह, अमित कुमार यादव और आयुष दबा.
The participants of heat number 2 are getting ready in the respective lane, and they are just warming up for the best of the results from their body. Rajesh Kumar of Rajasthan is going to start from lead number 1. In lead number 2 is Manikanda of Tamil Nadu. Then Vignesh A, another athlete from Tamil Nadu, will start alongside him in lane number 3. In lane number 4 is Karanpreet Singh of Punjab. In lane number 5 and 6 are athletes from Haryana and Punjab respectively, Mohit and Satnam Singh. Amit Kumar Yadav of Jharkhand is in lane number 7. In lane number 8 is Ayush Dabas of Haryana. He is only 21 and rising quite rapidly on the scene. Ayush Dabas in lane number 8, and all the other athletes are also very promising and talented. Here they are, 8 athletes in 8 lanes, and it's going to be very fancy race. Rajesh Kumar, Manikanda, Vignesh, then Karanpreet, then Mohit, then Satnam, then Amit Kumar Yadav, and then Ayush Dabas. They all are ready in their respective lanes. Clean start by all the athletes from the outside. You can see that Ayush Dabas is setting up the early place, and he is putting all the athletes in pressure. But from middle, Satnam Singh of Punjab has increased his pace. Satnam Singh of Punjab looking quite promising. They are running into go for the straight line there, and Vignesh A of Tamil Nadu, you can see him clearly in lead, and putting him under pressure is Satnam Singh. Satnam Singh and Vignesh are currently at the first and the second position there, and finally it's Vignesh A of Tamil Nadu who soaked up all the pressure from Satnam, who was approaching from behind, and finished the race at the first position. Satnam was looking quite promising in the early phases, but once Vignesh switched his gear and went into the top speed, he was quite uncatchable, and made it to the final with the relative ease. Vignesh A of Tamil Nadu. Here you can see in the action replay that Satnam is setting up the pace for all the other athletes. He started very brightly from lane number 6, but in the middle it was athlete from Tamil Nadu, Vignesh A. Here he is catching up, and Vignesh suddenly at the bend is moving ahead from the rest of the field, and Satnam is also trying to retain his first position that he was holding at the previous seconds. And finally in the end, when they all crossed the finishing line, it was clear that the man from Tamil Nadu is going to get the first position, Vignesh A. Here we are waiting for the official timings to confirm the positions of athletes. Some adjustments are going on, and here we have it. Vignesh A won that contest. Satnam Singh finished second, and Ayush Dabas of Haryana from lane number 8 came third in that contest. Now the participants of third and the last heat are as follows: Rahul Kadam of Maharashtra, Tarandeep Singh of Punjab, Amya Kumar Malik of Odisha, national record holder in 100-meter dash, is participating from lane number 3. In lane number 4 is Ravindra Kumar of Haryana, Avinav Pawar of Delhi, a very talented athlete rising quite rapidly on the scene. He is in lane number 5. In lane number 6 is Sunil Jat of Rajasthan, Prashant Singh of Delhi is in lane number 7, and in lane number 8 is Paramveer Singh of Haryana.
Third semi-final of 200-meter men is about to start. Participating athletes are Rahul Kadam from Maharashtra, Tarandeep Singh from Punjab, Amya Kumar Malik from Odisha, Ravindra Kumar from Haryana, Avinav Pawar from Delhi, Sunil Jat from Rajasthan, Prashant Singh from Delhi, and Paramveer Singh from Haryana.
Only one man in the history of Olympics has won double of 200 and 400 meters, and that is Michael Johnson. He achieved that feat in 1996 Atlanta Olympics, and wearing gold shoes especially made for him by the manufacturers. He also became the first man to defend his title in 400 meters in his career. Well, we are 8 participants: Rahul, it's Sarandeep, then Amya Kumar Malik, Ravinder Kumar, Abhinav Pawar, Sunil Jat, Prashant Singh, and Paramveer Singh. It's going to be quite sensational because of the presence of some experienced athletes and some green horns. And here we have it, quick fiery start from Abhinav Pawar of Delhi. From the middle you can see he's rising up in the pace, and all the other athletes are trying very hard from behind, and looking like an early lead. Amya Kumar Malik is coming to the front. Amya Kumar Malik looking at some good speed there, and Amya Kumar Malik, all the athletes are trying, and from the outside you can see that Paramveer Singh of Haryana is also doing well, but Amya Kumar Malik is having an edge, and comfortably he crossed the line at the first position there. All the athletes try to catch the pace of the man from Odisha, Katak, but Amya Kumar Malik maintained his edge over the rest of the field, and he easily got the first position. In fact, in the final 10 meters he dipped his pace, judging that it's the heat, and he conserved certain amount of energy for the final. Here you can see in the action replay that all the athletes have tried all the athletes started their race, and from the outside you can see that Paramveer Singh of Haryana and from the middle Sunil Jat of Rajasthan were looking very promising. Abhinav Pawar, you can see he is also there, but once Amya Kumar Malik increased his pace and come to the front, then it all was his race, and he reached the finishing line at the first position. Ravinder Kumar of Haryana, who was running in lane next to him, shrugged his hand in despair that despite putting a lot of pressure and all his efforts to catch that man from Odisha, he couldn't quite catch the pace of Amya Kumar Malik. We are waiting for the timings to assess the efforts that those athletes paid. Yes, here we are. Ravinder Kumar of Haryana came at third position there. Paramveer Singh of Haryana got the second spot, and Amya Kumar Malik of Odisha got the top position in that heat number 3 of men. We are also witnessing rich participation from girls. Here she is in all smiles, leaving the scene with a try. Is Vinija Vijayan of Kerala. That was her 5th attempt. Bhairabi Roy, the gold medal winner from the national games. Girl from Railways already have touched a lot of glory in her career. Girl from Railways started her race towards the point from where she will take a hoop, and here she goes for the jump. Close to 13.2 something. Not quite impressive. And here we are again going for the reverse order. We are moving towards the closing stages of the triple jump final for women. Kamari Sonam of Uttar Pradesh.
पुरुषों की 800 मीटर प्रतियोगिता का फाइनल अब से कुछ ही क्षणों में प्रारंभ होगा.
Well, here she is, Kamari Sonam. Good effort. Well, the final of 800 meters for men is about to begin, and we saw sensational finish from Manjeet Singh and Jinson Johnson in the 2016 Jakarta Asian Games. And what a finish that both of these athletes produced there at that time. In fact, in 2018 at Jakarta, they finished at first and the second spot. Manjeet Singh, who won the gold medal there, is participating here. I will tell to you about that later on. India dominated the scene in the previous century in the middle part when Shri Ram Singh, a legend in every rights, won the gold medal in Asian Games in 74 and 78, and Charles Bombereo completed the hat-trick of gold medals for India in 1982. 3 consecutive gold came to India in 800 meters. Here meanwhile, here in action was Bhairavi Roy, but couldn't really quite concentrate and got the red flag for her effort there. In her final attempt, well, I was reliving the pages of history. India won 3 consecutive golds in 74, 78 and 82 Asian Games due to Shri Ram Singh, first 2, and then Charles Bombereo added the gold medal in 1982. And it all happened courtesy Ilyas Babar, who was there. It's Ilyas Babar who shaped up his skills of Shri Ram Singh's. And in fact, Shri Ram Singh, some men from Rajputana Rifles, the army men, and it was the advice of Ilyas Babar that he shifted his efforts from 400 to 800 meters, and the rest is the history. He participated in Montreal Olympics. There he led up to the 550 meter mark, and then Alberto Jonta Reina of Cuba increased his pace and set up the world record. In fact, after the race, he attributed his world record effort to Shri Ram Singh, who set up the early pace. But here we are again. Well, I was discussing about Indian glory, and here we are. Aishwarya R of Tamil Nadu, quite close to getting the red flag, and there's what she got. After 82, it was a dry spell for India in 800 meters. In fact, after 1982, India could get only a single medal due to K.M. Binu in 2002 at Busan. That was in the color of silver, and that dry spell was ended in the Jakarta Asian Games when Manjeet Singh Chahal won the gold medal. Jinson Johnson got the silver at that time. The Qatari and the Bahraini athlete were leading in that race, but in the final 80 meters, Manjeet Singh increased his pace and shocked everyone, including the Indian fans, and outpaced even his own teammate Jinson Johnson and won the gold medal in that contest. That was a race that will remain in the memory of all the Indian athletic fans for a long, long time. Here we are. Aishwarya B of Karnataka. Will she get the white flag or red one? Because that was very close. So she got the white, got the approval of the officials. Well, talking about Elias Babar as well, remembering a legend coach who shaped up a career of a lot of athletes, including Geeta Zushi. Well, here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the start of 800 meter men's final.
Well, 800 meters male finalists are here as follows. Ankesh Chaudhary of Himachal Pradesh. Here he is, happy to see his participation, got the silver in the national games. Manjeet Singh Chahal raised his arm and he wanted to prove his point that he is a worthy gold medal winner of the Asian Games. Then here is Divya 80 of Karnataka, another athlete from Haryana, Krishan Kumar, charged himself up there. Then Vishambar Kolekar from Maharashtra is, from Karnataka. Then Chetan Holgare, he's 21 from the number 6 spots. Anu Kumar made his intentions clear that where he is aiming, and Jiva Soren Ashokan of Tamil Nadu is quite concentrated there, and he is in lane number 8.
45.65 seconds, and meet record stands in the name of Jinson Johnson, 1 minute 46.32 seconds. Olympic qualifying mark for the event is 1 minute 45.20 seconds.
Well, Jinson Johnson is the national record and the meet record holder, and we are witnessing national records in the making in past 3 days. And are we going to see another national record into the books? That's what we have to see. All the 8 athletes have started their race from their blocks, and from this point they will soon merge and will start the race in just a single lane. Here Manjeet, it's Devya TH who is coming to the front. Devya TH setting up the early pace. Just behind him is Krishan Kumar. Devya TH. Manjeet Singh also not too far behind. In fact, Manjeet Singh is running at the last spot. It's quite astonishing to see. Is he going to repeat the magic that he did at Jakarta? Doing very well there at the front. Is Manjeet. You can see that clearly now that at the front is Krishan Kumar. Manjeet Singh is running at the 8th position. Something has to be done by him. Athlete from Maharashtra is running at the second last position there. but is still leading the pace and doing very well is Krishan Kumar of Haryana. Krishan Kumar of Haryana is leading the pace. Something has to be done to catch the pace of this man. Krishan Kumar is looking quite strong, and Krishan Kumar Haryana is setting up the pace. He's opening a very wide gap over the rest of the field. Krishan Kumar Haryana is looking quite promising. From the outside, you can see that Ankesh has increased his pace. Ankesh is looking to catch the pace of Krishan Kumar. Krishan Kumar is looking quite promising there. Ankesh of Delhi is doing very. Himachal Pradesh is doing very well. Ankesh is running at the second position there. He's closing the gap, but showing no signs of slowing down is Krishan Kumar. And Manjeet Singh has increased his pace. Can he repeat the magic what he did at the Jakarta? Manjeet Singh is now finally at the third position there. Manjeet, Ankesh, and Krishan Kumar. This is the order from 3 to 1. But showing some signs of slowing down is Krishan Kumar. Ankesh is catching his pace. Ankesh is coming to the first position there. Manjeet Singh is coming from behind. Manjeet Singh is increasing his pace. Can he repeat the magic of Jakarta? But I do not think that it's going to be a very close, tight finish between Ankesh and give everything, and that extra bit of energy that was reserved in his legs was come to the picture of Krishan Kumar of Haryana, and Krishan Kumar of Haryana soaked up all the pressure from Ankesh Chaudhary of Himachal Pradesh, and in the end by a very close margin he got the first position in that tight close finish. And Manjeet Singh, I fear that he came fourth, and I will confirm that later on because my eyes were glued on to the first and the second position there. What a close finish by these two athletes and put him under a lot of pressure. Kishan Kumar, who was holding the lead till that 600-meter mark, and then finally at the 600-meter mark Ankesh Chaudhary of Himachal Pradesh came shoulder to shoulder. Here we are having these are the opening phases of the race. Here you can see that Krishan Kumar of Haryana getting the early lead there, and following him there is Ankesh Chaudhary, and Manjeet Singh, you can see he is at the fag part of this pack of 8 athletes. And Manjeet Singh known to late exploit of energy, and here they are approaching towards the mark of 300 meters. From here they heard the bell and they turned themselves into the sprinter. As you can see from the outside, making good move is Ankesh Chaudhary, and Ankesh Chaudhary came to the picture here at the third position there, increased his pace. Manjeet Chahal is still waiting in the wings. The athlete from Maharashtra is running at the 7th spot. That was Chintan Vilas Holgare. He was also very promising, and here you can see that the gap was opening up by Krishan Kumar of Haryana. Krishan Kumar of Haryana and Ankesh Chaudhary took the call, and he increased his pace and closed the gap. In fact, the 5-meter gap that was closed down by him, and from the outside you can see that Manjeet Singh Chahal is making his move, and we were expecting the similar kind of move that he made at Jakarta when he put everyone there and got the gold medal. In the final 80 meters he increased his pace and went on to win the gold medal. We were expecting that sort of thing again from Manjeet Singh Chahal there, and Ankesh Chaudhary looking in some signs of fatigue there, and Ankesh Chaudhary ran from shoulder to shoulder, but finally in the end it was only the willfulness of Krishan Kumar, and that's how he finished the race. Raised his both arms in celebration and jubilation because he knew that how tight that was, and the statistics are telling the other story of that, and they are proving the fact that it was so tight between Krishan Kumar and Ankesh Chaudhary, and the gap was of only 0.13 seconds between these two athletes, and Ankesh Chaudhary got the second position. That tight contest, Krishan Kumar came first, and Manjeet Chahal, as I was fearing, could not get any sort of medal from that race. Anuj Kumar of Uttarakhand came third. Manjeet fell slightly short, 0.06 second behind the third position there. Chaitanya of Maharashtra got the fifth position. Jiva Saran of Tamil Nadu got the sixth spot, and Devya TH of Karnataka and Vishwambar also of Karnataka got the last two positions in that tight finish of 800-meter race for men. What a finish by these two guys. And now I'm handing over the mic to my fellow Muthu to take you to the next race. It's over to you now, Muthu.
Thank you, Mr. Vijayanan. And with almost all the events got over, we have 2 more to go for the day, which will be the final of 800 meters for women, followed by the 800 meters for heptathlon athletes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to take up these 2 events, I would like to keep you informed about the day's happening. That is for the 4th day of the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021 here at NIS PATAILA. The morning session had witnessed 2 of the finals. The final of hammer throw in the women's section and the final of pole vault in the men's section happened in the morning, and the afternoon session consists of 8 finals, of which 4 got over and 2 is about to take place. In the afternoon session, it was the final for discus throw in the men's section, the final of high jump in the women's section, triple jump in the women's section final got over just before, and the race which got concluded just before happens to be the final of 800 meters. With 4 finals got over in the afternoon session, we have 2 more to go, which will be the next one, 800 meters final for women, and as the last event for today at 5:45 p.m. it will be the 800 meters race for heptathlon athletes, which will be the 7th and the last event for them. So as of today, and they are the athletes marching towards the start line of 800 meters to take up the finals in this 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021. And here comes 8 of the athletes. Chanda from Delhi, Rachna from Haryana, Shalu Chowdhury of Delhi, Puma Raju of Karnataka, Lily Das of West Bengal, Aishwarya Kaila Mishra of Maharashtra, KM Diksha of Madhya Pradesh, Durga Pramod Diore of Maharashtra. And they are the athletes those are going to take up the final for today.
The athletes, those who have not collected their biometric ID cards, they can collect it from the finish point. The officials, the signed officials are distributing it from the just close to the finish point.
The athletes are marching towards the start line for the finals of 800 meters. Yesterday they had taken the heats. Women competitors of 800 meters were divided into 2 groups for the heats yesterday, in which these athletes got qualified. That is Chanda, hailed from the second heat, Rachna from first heat, Shalu Chowdhury from second heat, Puma Raju from first heat, Lily Das of West Bengal from the second heat, Aishwarya Kaila Mishra from the first heat, KM Diksha of Madhya Pradesh, from the first heat, and Durga Pramod Diore of Maharashtra, hailed from the first heat. I
800 मीटर प्रतियोगिता का फाइनल अब से कुछ ही क्षणों में प्रारंभ होगा।
We are about to take up the final in a very short time from now. Aishwarya. So as of the heats are concerned, yesterday from heat number 1, 5 of the athletes got qualified, and from heat number 2, 3 of the athletes got qualified for this final. From heat number 1, it happens to become Diksha of Madhya Pradesh, Pavona Raju of Karnataka, Durga Pramod Diori of Maharashtra, Aishwarya Kaila Mishra of Maharashtra, Rachna of Haryana. And from heat number 2, 3 of the athletes got qualified. Chanda of Delhi, Lilidas of West Bengal, and Shalu Chowdhury of Delhi. So comparatively, the heat number 1, in which Pavona Raju was over there, happened to be the fastest, and only the top 3 will be figuring from both of the heats, and 2 best losers from the 2 heats. Well, as we are taking you over to the start line of the 800 meters, the national record stands in the name of Tintu Luca with a timing of 1 minute 59.17 seconds, created in 2010, and the meet record also stands in the name of Tintu Luca with 2 minutes 01.84 seconds, created in 2016. Well, ladies and gentlemen, taking you over to the start line. In lane number 1, 115, Chandra of Delhi. In lane number 2, we have 176, Rachna of Haryana. In lane number 3, 119, Shalu Chowdhury of Delhi. In lane number 4, 329, Pavona Raju of Karnataka. And she happens to be the bronze medalist of the gold medalist of the Indian Grand Prix 3. In lane number 5710, Lilidas of West Bengal. In lane number 6400, Aishwarya Kaila Mishra of Maharashtra. In lane number 7379, representing Madhya Pradesh, K.M. Diksha. And in lane number 8392, representing Maharashtra, is Durga Pramod Diori. The national record for the event 800 meters stands in the name of Tintu Luca with 1 minute 59.17 seconds, created in 2010, while the meet record also stands in the name of Tintu Luca with 2 minutes 01.84 seconds, created in 2016. The qualifying mark for the ensuing Olympics stands at 1 minute 59.50 seconds. And that was the start of the final of 800 meters in the women's section. And as we could take a glance at the national record, 1 minute 59.17 seconds. That is quite comfortable when compared to the qualifying mark at 159. The athletes are getting into the first lane. So the national record is very much ahead of the qualifying mark, and that happens to be 115. Chanda, who is at present leading, Chanda of Delhi, at present leading the pack. We have 115 Chanda, followed by 176 Rachna, and in the third spot Shalu Chowdhury 119, and it is 400 in the fourth spot Aishwarya Kaila Mishra, Pavona in the fifth spot. In the sixth spot it is Lily Das. In the seventh spot it is 379 K.M. Diksha, and in the last one it is 392 Durga Pramod Diori of Maharashtra. Chanda of Delhi continues to lead the pack. The race is getting heated up. All the top 6 athletes are evenly placed, and there is Pavona. Pavona is overtaking and moving on to the third position now. She is running along with third position, that is Shalu Chowdhury of Delhi. And there she is trying to overtake. Yes, she is keeping herself ahead and moving on to the second, moving along with Shalu Rachna of Haryana, who is presently in the second position, and that is the curve they execute, and Chanda of Delhi still continues the lead. At the second spot, it is Rachana of Haryana who again gained it. There is a big fight from Pavona Raju too, and from out it is 7-1-0. Lily Das of West Bengal made an entry for the second place in an excellent manner, and Lily Das from outside, she was dashing towards the finish point. Yes, that happens to be a replay for you, the final of 800 meters in the women's section, as they all are moving in a good pace, and they are getting into the first lane, and that time, yes, they're cutting to the first lane, and it is Chanda of Delhi who is leading the pack. Following her is 116 Rachana of Haryana, 119 Shalu Chowdhury of Delhi, 400 Aishwarya Kaila Mishra of Maharashtra. The six of the athletes are moving so close, evenly spaced between them. Two are left behind, KM Diksha and Durga Pramod Diore are the two athletes just a little behind, and Chanda puts herself in front, maintaining the lead, so comfortable in moving, having Rachana of Haryana in the second spot, Shalu Chowdhury with bib number 119 in the third spot, and 400 Aishwarya Kaila Mishra of Maharashtra. At present she is in the fourth spot and trying to catch. All are maintaining the good space, and Pavona Raju, at present she is in the fifth place. Pavona Raju is trying to put up speed and moving on to fourth, you could see over there, and she will also be catching up Shalu Chowdhury. Yes, now she is running parallel to Shalu Chowdhury, and at this stage she is moving along with Rachana of Haryana, who is at the second spot, and Chanda of Delhi still continues to maintain her lead, and leading the pack is that Chanda of Delhi, and Rachana doesn't want to give up, and again she takes the second spot, pushing Pavona to the third place. And from outside it is Lily Das of West Bengal emerging towards the finish point, increasing her pace, and they are heading towards the finish. Chanda of Delhi finishing on top. Lily Das of West Bengal finishing for the second spot, Pavona Raju for the third spot, and Rachana for the fourth. And that happens to be a race which was in the hands of Chanda, and almost for the last 1.5 laps she was maintaining the lead all through and never allowed anyone to overtake her, and it was Rachana 176 who was maintaining the second position for quite long time, but at the close it was Lily Das who emerged from outside. That is in the last 50 to 60 meters it was Lily Das rushing towards the finish point, increasing the pace to finish for the second spot. Chanda finishing on top, leaving Lily Das of West Bengal for silver, and Pavona Raju for bronze. Well, we are about to take up one more event, which will be Heptathlon for women athletes, and that is going to be the last race for day 4. And for the last event of day 4, which will be the 800 meters, the 7th and the last event for the Heptathlon athletes, to take over the commentary, I invite Mr. Vijayanand.
From NIS PATAILA. Also, this is the last event of the Heptathlon discipline for women. Leading the contest of 7 disciplines up to this point of time. After finishing 6 events, that is 100-meter hurdles, high jump, shot put, 200-meter dash, long jump and javelin throw. The leader is Swapna Burman from West Bengal. At second position is Marina George of Kerala, and third position currently is with Soumya Murugan of Tamil Nadu. In fact, the first 2 girls are having a healthy lead over the next 2. Marina George has 4,700 points, and leading the pack is Swapna Burman with 4,943 points. Soumya Murugan has collected 4,348 points so far, and she is at third position. Kajal, Madhu, Akshata, Tanushri, Purnima Hemran and Dhanusha are the other participants. In fact, Dhanusha is and Purnima Hemran are they participating? That's what is not quite confirmed, and I'll tell you about that in a few seconds from now.
महिलाओं के हेप्टाथलॉन के अंतर्गत 800 मीटर प्रतियोगिता अब से कुछ ही क्षणों में। ये आज की अंतिम प्रतियोगिता है।
All the 8 participants started the race from the starting point of the 800-meter race. Soon they will start racing in a single line. From the outside you can see that leading there is Madhu, and she's going to set the early pace, getting all the cheers from the crowd. These athletes and then leading the pack there. There at this point of time you can see now here they are leading it is still with Madhu of Haryana, and following her closely at the second position is Marina George of Kerala. At the third spot, the girl who is racing is Kajal of Haryana. Swapna Burman currently running at the fourth position. She knew about her position there, so she is not trying so hard. And Swapna Burman has just been outpaced by other girl, but these three girls are currently leading here at the screen. Marina George currently running at the second position there, putting the leader of the race, Madhu, under some pressure. Madhu is still holding the edge. Madhu is still leading. Marina George closely following him, and Kajal is not too far behind. She is running at the third position. It's Marina George now increasing her speed there, and she is looking to come at the first position there. She is waiting and making her move from the outside of the lane. Here they are running in the straight line as they are reaching towards the finishing line, and here Marina George is coming into the full explosion of energy, and Marina George is at the first position now, and she is going to be the winner of this 800-meter contest. Marina George got the first spot in that contest, and at second position came Madhu, and the third position were grabbed by Kajal. Swapna Burman came fifth in that contest. That's how the race is started, and from the outside you can see that getting the early lead is Madhu. Here they are moving into the straight line there. Running at the first position is Madhu. Following her is Marina George there, and here Swapna Burman running at the third position, and from the outside Kajal is making the move on Swapna Burman. From the outside, Kajal looking to outpace Swapna Burman there. Swapna Burman is still holding to her third position there. Marina George and Madhu comfortably at the first and the second position there. Marina George is still the chaser. Now at this point, Madhu outpaced Swapna Burman, came at the third position. It's Kajal running at the third spot. Then it's Marina George, and at first spot is Madhu. Madhu is still maintaining her edge over Marina George, but now Marina George started to pick up. She is putting Madhu under pressure there. Kajal is still trying so hard from the inside of the lane. Here they are approaching towards the final bend. Madhu is still there. Madhu is still holding the inner line of the lane. Still there is Madhu. Marina George now trying from the outside. Here you can see that Marina George is making the decisive move just when 50 meters were to go. Here he is. Marina George came to the front, and from the outside lane tried very hard was Kajal, but could not get the second position. Madhu got the second spot in that finish. It's Marina George who got the first spot. Then two girls from Haryana, Madhu and Kajal, got the second and the third position. Tanushri came fourth. Sonu Kumari got the fifth spot. Then Swapna Burman of West Bengal came at the sixth position. This is how we came to the conclusion of day 4 of 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021 from NIS Patiala. It was a very action-packed day, and I'll see you tomorrow for more action. Till then, it's goodbye.